controversial.
Yeah, and that's because it's coming from him.
Right.
Anything that he says, no matter how logical it is, people are going to attack.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Y'all know who this is. This your boy, Rob Thomas Jr., and this is the real news behind the news. Oh, yeah, man. Today is Monday, August 14th, 2023. Cloudy day up here in Columbus, Ohio. Supposed to get some rain today. I know the weather's still back hot down home in Shreveport, man. Y'all be careful out there. But I know a lot of y'all be, again, wondering why I spend so much time on international issues. Because I believe the news needs to be brought to the people in a whole bigger form. Because I always say things that happen over across the water internationally affects us. Now, here we are. Just about 8 months ago, had a major train derailment up here in Ohio, East Palestine, Ohio. Nobody was killed in it, but there was all kinds of ecological damage, pollution that has not been addressed today by your federal government. You know, you got Jackson, Mississippi, Flint, Michigan. People up there still do not have clean drinking water. No help from the federal government. You just had one of the biggest natural disasters in United States history out there in Hawaii. And thus far, you have really heard nothing on a national level. I said all this to say this. All these problems we have here in America, man, your government, boy, don't you love your American government? They are so generous to the people of Ukraine that they finna give Ukraine another $28 billion this week, which will bring the total over $200 billion in just a year. Now, we all know that for every problem, there's a solution. The solution is from state to state, wherever you are at, we need to start getting on these congressmen and senators. Any senator or congressman that represents your state, that said he supports Ukraine for as long as it takes, let's cut that short by getting them out of office. What is happening? The military-industrial complex is basically got your politicians captured. The military-industrial complex is probably the biggest contributor to these congressmen and senators' campaigns, followed closely by the pharmaceutical companies. So what is happening is your senators and congressmen are captured. They can't be no good for you. They can't do nothing good for you, because if they do, they will lose their position of power. In order for them to stay in power, somebody has to die in an unnecessary war. Now they're trying to ferment a war in the country of Niger, not Nigeria, but Niger. They're fermenting a war because that country has basically told the French to get out. So again, the solution is find out your congressmen, your senators' phone number. Flood them with so many calls telling them ain't no way in the hell we need to be sending another $28 billion, which brings the total over to $200 billion. Do y'all realize what $200 billion can do here in America? And we just sent that to Ukraine in just the last year and a half, and your congressmen and senators, basically my language, are telling us to go fuck ourselves. Watch these rap music videos. You know what I'm saying? Go eat some church's chicken. You know? Watch all this crazy entertainment. Watch basketball game. Watch football game. Anything. See what happened with the Romans. I'm going to say this, I'm going to break it down. The Romans created the games. When the Roman Empire, the politicians in Rome knew that the country, that their empire was crumbling. They knew that it was over. So what did they do? In order to hold on to power, they created the gladiator games. Because they realized as long as these people are entertained, they don't care about being informed. As long as they're entertained, go back and research this. The Romans had the mindset, as long as we can entertain them, they won't think about how hungry they are. Your food prices are rising here. Again, you had all these natural accidents, natural disasters, man-made disasters, polluted drinking water, homelessness, inferior education, inferior health coverage. You got all these problems in America that 200 billion would have done a lot for, but they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about me, and we are the ones who are paying this. When these politicians say we finna send another 28 billion to the Ukraine, where you think they get that 28 billion from? You. When you go to work, you just say we don't get paper paychecks no more. But look at your pay stub. All the money they take out for federal taxes, a portion of it goes for stuff like Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, but 50% of the budget in the United States is going to war manufacturers. People, companies that make weapons of war, Raytheon, Boeing, Philip Northrop and Drum. This is who's getting all the money. In order for them to make money and your politicians to stay in office, somebody overseas got to die. It's all about corruption, y'all. Our government here in America is the most corrupt government in world history. They don't care about you. They'll take your money and give it to somebody over in Ukraine. How many of y'all struggling how many of y'all on SSI or in retirement? Do you realize right now we here in America are paying for the teachers in Ukraine, and teachers here in America having to go on strike because they don't have enough, they're not getting paid. Teachers here having to go on strike. People over here are struggling to get retirement benefits that will be sufficient enough for them to have a decent standard of living in their old age, but we're paying the retirement pension for the people in Ukraine. Everything I'm saying, y'all go look it up. What we have to do is we have to start with a grassroots level. Everybody in the sound of my voice, start a campaign. Get on your phone, flood your congressmen and your senators with so many phone calls that they got to address the issue at least. But right now, they're living in a glass bubble. They living in them houses on the hill while we down here in the valley struggling. They finna take another 28 billion, which again will bring the total over 200 billion in just the last 17 months that we done sent to Ukraine. And you got Negroes and white folks and American citizens sleeping under fucking bridges. This is the craziest thing I ever saw, man. There's a solution. The solution is revolt. Revolt. Revolution.